Skies over the Ottawa Valley have been a little louder in some regions as Garrison Petawawa has been doing multiple training exercises with the Chinooks and the Griffons across the land in Renfrew County. Now, YourTV got an opportunity to join them on one of their special tactical aviation training sessions just outside the town of Douglas. Low-level flying and a special evac were a part of this training session, and the Garrison is always wanting to get out into the community to make these training sessions as authentic as possible.
So today we saw tactical aviation providing a deliberate fire support to a ground force operation. So we simulated a platoon attack on a known enemy position where the helicopters arrived on a strict time on target. To the second, providing aerial fires to the ground force that's here. Following the attack on the objective, they provided screen and guard by observing the avenues of approach, the routes in and out of this area. Particularly challenging operating on private land like this adds extra realism to our scenarios is the fact that there's civilian traffic, there are delivery vehicles, construction equipment, farm equipment moving in and around the objective, and that adds some additional challenges for our folks as they have to report that to their friendly forces on the ground. Once the ground force had consolidated on the objective, they had incurred a simulated casualty, and then they were called in to evacuate that casualty along with some sensitive equipment that had been recovered. We had challenged them by providing more equipment than their formation was able to accommodate, and that required them to coordinate with another aircraft that was operating in the area to be able to extract that equipment. So the helicopters that you saw are the CH-146 Griffon from 438 Squadron, and in fact other squadrons from across Canada coming together for this training. We regularly train in conjunction with 450 Squadron here locally that operates the CH-147 Chinook. And the basic tactical aviation course brings both platforms together to collaborate within complex missions. The mission today required only CH-146 Griffons in that they were providing fire support, but on subsequent missions throughout the course there may be missions that require significantly more lift capability, either moving troops or equipment, and in that case we'll see collaboration with the local unit here providing Chinook support. Modern conflict has added some challenges for tactical aviation. Naturally, we adjust our tactics and our flight profiles for the threat that exists in the environment. And on BTAC, we try to challenge our candidates with a realistic and I would say high threat environment, more akin to what would be observed in modern conflict. And by adopting a lower flight profile, masking behind terrain, behind vegetation, it provides concealment from enemy positions on the ground and increases our level of protection from known threats. Training within the range training area is great for ab initio and introductory scenarios, but we quickly end up with a sort of sanitized environment where there's not a lot of civilian pattern of life or activity, and it doesn't represent an accurate sort of realistic operating environment. And so being able to leverage partnerships with the local community like this and landowners that have offered up their land, such as this one, for some of our scenarios, adds significant realism and is more representative of the conditions of deployed tactical aviation forces, such as would be incurred in Latvia, for example.
Now, as residents, we may not always be privy to when and where these actions are going to be taking place, but as people who live here, the Garrison is actually looking for people who would be willing to give up their properties for events such as this. So if you think your property has what it takes to be a great place for Garrison to come and practice and run tactical aviation training sessions, get in touch with the PR department at the Garrison to find out more information about how you could possibly be a part of some future training sessions.
The basic tactical aviation course occurs twice a year and quite often here in Petawawa, and they can reach out to their local base or unit or to one of the public affairs officers directly and identify that they're interested in offering up their land. And we will certainly consider that among many other factors, such as neighboring infrastructure and whether or not it's suitable for this sort of training. And we always appreciate additional opportunities as they present themselves.
For The Hub in Petawawa, I'm Trevor Riley.